What's going on YouTube? 𝒃𝒆𝒔𝒕 here, and welcome to the next episode of Azure Gulf. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed the little time lapse. I ended up fixing this bridge right here, so now we have it covered like we originally intended to have. And I love the fact that it starts covered right away over here on this side, and then it's uncovered on this side right here. I think it gives it a quite a unique look. Plus we do get to expose some of this this wooden structure on the bridge itself. It took a little bit of massaging and terraforming here and there, but got it done, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I also put down the road network for this part of the district right here, which we're gonna take some time and fill out in this episode. But before we do that, there are a couple of things that we have to take care of. So we're getting some abandonment in buildings for two reasons. One reason is that our taxes in our commercial industry are a little bit higher than what they desire. So in the last episode, we lowered the residential taxes to 12%, the lower density taxes. Today, we're going to increase the high density to 12%. We're going to lower the low density commercial to 12%, increase the high density to 12%. We're going to leave industry. Actually, you know what? We'll lower that down to 12% as well. Treat everybody fairly. Why not? And then offices, we're going to increase to 12% as well. So now these icons are going to disappear. Hopefully. There we go. And then the second reason that we are having some abandonment in our commercial zones, to be particular, is because we don't have enough educated citizens. So I'm going to pause it here, and we're going to take a look at this this pie chart that has popped up for this organic food market. So if you take a look at what the building requires, they need to have well, they actually don't need any uneducated workers, but they have one. They need one educated worker, but they have three. They need three well-educated workers, and they have three. But the reason I think that they are complaining here is because they need to have 5 highly educated workers, and they only have 2. And the reason we have such a low amount is because we don't have any university education in the city, which is also something that I plan on starting to fix in this episode. Another thing that I want to take a look at is our garbage problem. So this is at 6% right here, the landfill. We're still waiting for this to empty so we can upgrade and put in a incinerator. So that is gonna take a little bit. So I'm gonna put the game on 2 speed. I'm gonna come over here, and if you guys remember, or some of you guys will remember, when the last episode premiered, we kind of had some discussion in the chat, and Sunny Pinto and DJ Craig Dunn came up with a really nice name for this particular district right here, which I'm gonna honor, and we're gonna rename right now. Alright, so they came up with a fantastic name. That name is Midtown Acres, and I love it. That this whole district right here, if you guys can see, this is actually the biggest district in the city so far. It's called the Midtown Acres. So I love it. Thank you for the suggestion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to piggyback off of this district right here. We're going to come here to Autumn Heights, which is our local and organic produce. And we are going to call this the Midtown Market. And the Midtown Market it is. So I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you for the suggestion. I really like it. I love the fact that we're kind of customizing our districts right here. So please feel free to name any other districts that we have that come up in this series. So with all of that done, we are sitting at 149,000 in the bank. We have about 7,000 coming in per week, 7,000 in population, just a little bit over. We've got almost no demand for residential. We've got a pretty good demand for commercial, and then a super high demand for industry and jobs. So all of those people that have moved in so far are needing some place to work. So that's what we're going to take care of right now. Okay, that should be good. Now we're gonna zone all of our industry right here. So I gave us hopefully enough here to kind of calm that demand down. So we're gonna zone all of this up here as our newly built industry, and hope that that works. Now I am noticing one. Oh, never mind. That actually went away. There was one icon that that kind of concerned me a little bit, which is not enough buyers for product. But if that comes back up, we'll take care of it. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to start working on this district right over here. And finish this up. So we're gonna continue doing what we did over here. We're gonna have commercial alongside the main 4-lane road here, but we need a way to connect power. So I'm thinking that we use our trick that we've been doing for a very long time, and use a earthquake sensor. Place that sucker somewhere right over, or as close to as we can get it. Right about there. That should work, I think. Yeah. And then to give it a little bit more personalization, what we'll do is we'll add a couple of rocks around it. Just, oh no, I did not mean to get rid of that big rock. That's okay. We can fix that. I thought I was being really careful as well. We'll replace that with another one. But the reason I put those rocks there is because I wanted it to feel like we've done something to prevent the water from getting into the we're gonna call this our power transfer facility right about here. So I think that's kind of what it looked like. And then what we're going to do over here on this side is we're going to start right away with city services, because these guys aren't going to be happy if they don't have an ample amount. So we'll start with the little clinic right about there. Now I really hope that was enough. Perfect. So we have a power transfer there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill the rest of this in with some commercial. Alright, so I think something like that should be okay. Now, since we do have some high density, I wanna start with that right away. So I wanna have a block of high density right here, right on the main street. And then we're gonna have some low density right behind it. And we're gonna kind of do that all along the all along this main strip, because I wanna have some high density here. It's gonna help us. Get transitioned into the higher density buildings over here, which is something that I plan on doing as well. So let's do that. And while we are doing that, I also had an idea. Actually, this is going to be high density, low density, and then we're going to go low density here, but we're going to stop right here. I wanna put in a placeholder. So right over here, we have metros unlocked already. I think right here in the corner would be a perfect place to put in a metro station. And I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. What I'm gonna try now, though, is try to get a connection, if it'll let me. Just, oh, that will, oh, but then we get rid of this. Okay, that's not a problem. Hopefully these two are connected, the metro station and this pathway. I guess we won't find out for quite a while. But I wanted to do something like that, and we can easily connect right there to see if that'll work. And what we could do is we could actually extend this one all the way out. We're only going to keep the angle on. and see if it'll let us. No, maybe if we use these ones, and we're gonna try to hug it. Okay, and that actually worked. I'll upgrade this little part over here as well. We'll just upgrade all of it. How about that? And then we're gonna need a little bit of decor here as well, just to spruce up the area. I think something like that should work. So once we do integrate the metros in the area, I think that'll be just all right, and it'll look really nice. So I'm gonna put the game back on play. Let's take a look at our zoning real quick. So we do have everything the way I kind of envisioned it. Get rid of that right there. So we're gonna have a high density, like I said, along the main street there, and then some lower density behind over here. So very good. Our industry is coming in well. We've got hopefully it doesn't persist. If it does, we might lose power to this district right here. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll give it a little bit of time. Residential is creeping back up. So this all, like I said, is one big district. So all of these homes that we zone here are going to look like the homes that we have right over here. So I'm going to zone here, and I'm going to zone pretty heavy. Might even zone the whole thing. I'm actually going to not zone on that avenue there, or that street, but we'll zone everything. Alright, so that should be okay for the time being, and I don't see that our power transfer facility here is working very well. So what I'm going to try is get rid of it, and then we'll try to maybe terraform just a little bit to raise up the land here. Okay, and I think that should have worked. Let's see if we get power back over here. And we did. Perfect. Let's check on power, by the way. We're all right for the time being. So good. That's good. I'm okay with that. I want to get this district finished up over here. That way we could move into potentially building something of a university kind of over here in this area. So in order to finish this district, I want to make sure that we have an ample amount of city services such as police, healthcare, fire, parks, schools, and those. So we'll come here. I think this area right here would be perfect for a tiny little school. So we'll put an elementary school right there, followed by a playground, and then obviously it's going to need a little bit of decor as well, but I think something like that should work. And then the reason why I didn't want to zone anything on Chapman Street here is because I didn't want anybody to be living right across the entrance from the school. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to provide a fence like we did in other districts all along there and all along there, right there. So that gives them a little bit of that additional privacy, and it makes the area feel a little bit more legit, if you will, at least in my mind. So the additional city services that we're going to need are police and fire, because we did provide medical already. And I'm thinking that maybe this area right here would be good for something like that. So let's come over here and we'll grab our fire station. There we go. And we can kind of put that right on the corner there. And I think that a police station, perfect, right about there. And then I don't know if I'm going to make it a thing or not, but Paradox Plaza looks all right in between these two. So there we go. And then obviously we're going to do a little bit of decor as well, make everything look nice. But we're going to need a way to transfer power down this way. I didn't zone anything over here. I have reserved that area for some offices, which we're going to place just like so. And then we're going to have some lower density commercial here. Maybe another small office complex right about there. And we're going to leave that alone. The rest of this is going to be trees to transition from low density into some of these higher density buildings over here. And you know what would be a fantastic idea? Let me try this real quick. So I think that if we just line this area with parks, kind of like so, maybe even one. Why is the space already occupied? There we go. We can't put one over here, but that's okay. That's going to provide enough parks as well as power transfer over here to this side. I think that should be okay. We'll have a better idea once everybody moves in of what that's going to look like. So there's one more thing that we're missing here, and that's going to be a high school. We don't really need it right now, but I do want to prepare for the future. So I'm going to try to squeeze that in right off the main road here. I think right there should be fine. And we'll go ahead and we'll provide a basketball court here too. There we go. And then how about another crosswalk connection here as well? That'll work, and we'll just have to wait for the power to transfer over here, which is not a big deal. So I think we're good for the time being. Our commercial demand is still there, even though we zoned all of this right here. So what we'll do is I haven't really decided how I want to transition down into the into this area right here. But what we will do is we're gonna go and we're gonna provide low density commercial all the way down like we did on the other side. Just kind of like so. And we're gonna leave ourselves the room right here to put in the roadways in the near future, if we end up doing that. And make sure that we have water. Nope, that's power. Oh, power is a little bit low too. Water is good all along right here. So I think that should take care of it. I do see that our recycling or that our landfill is empty. So let's come and we'll provide that incinerator right in there. And let's see where that put us. That put us in the green, which is good. I want to add a second one. These are expensive, by the way. So we'll do that. We're going to come here. We're going to fill this in with industry. And then since we are a little bit low on power, we're going to activate the coal power plant right here, the last one that we had. And that should hold us over for just a little bit longer. Yeah. So we're good. No, we're good. Now we're having some not enough worker symbols, which will fix itself once these folks move in over here and the whole area kind of comes together. Really kind of excited what the transition is going to look like over here from the low density into some of these higher density buildings. But while that is happening, we need to spend some money on terraforming and getting this area squared away right here. So let me do that, and I'll be back and explain kind of what I have in mind. All right, so that should be okay for the time being. So we only have one university type that we can mess with. That's unlocked, and that is the trade school campus area. I want to have I think a perfect place for the university would be right here, kind of on the coast or the riverbank there, if you will. So I want to get the entrance centered here in this intersection as much as we can. Now this is going to be difficult because this area here is very hard to find the center point of the whole thing, but we're gonna try. So we're gonna use the American 2-lane truss bridge road here, and we're gonna try. I think that actually might be it. If we go up one more. There we go. Maybe, just maybe, that will work. So let's go out just like so, and we're gonna try and get this building centered over here. And before we do that, though, we have to put in a campus area, a designated campus area. That will work. So we'll come over here into our trade school now, and let's place the administration building and see what we can do. Perfect. All right, now that is probably going to need some power and water, unless it already transferred. Only water. Good. That should be fine. Everything else is going okay. Still a little bit of a shortage of workers there, but we have plenty of zoned residential to where that shouldn't be a problem once everybody moves in. So now what I'd like to do is we're gonna curve this road. Maybe like so. So that's the cost of 360 there. Let's try to get it done on that side as well. We're gonna get rid of this. That way we have an entrance from either side here as opposed to another intersection right there. And I think that should be all right. We'll get rid of all of the lights. All right, I think that takes care of all of them. I want to get rid of those. We're still pretty small over here. I don't think we necessarily need the the street lights, if you will. So, okay, we have our first university building. It's called the Crest Polytechnic Institute. I don't know if we want to keep that. So if you guys have a better name for this university campus here, let me know. We'll work on renaming it. Now, once we place that building down, we unlock several new buildings. Actually, four new buildings. We got the dorms. We have the study hall, groundskeeping, and the book club. Actually, there's a fifth building over here as well that I noticed too, which kind of surprised me that we unlocked that one, and that is the police academy. I thought this comes after you reach like mark or reputation level 3 or 4 or something of the sort, but no, that's unlocked right away, so we can mess with it too, should we choose to. Now, this university, let me try to explain to you how it works. I do have a full Let's Play series dedicated to the university campus only, DLC only, which was also sponsored by Paradox. We also gave away some keys at the end of the series as well, but we have all of the industries in that series leveled up to prestigious, which is the highest level, and level 5. And it's not easy to keep 5 universities all the way full in your city. But let's take a look at this. So we have an academic year. The academic year is kind of like a full year, if you will, in the game, also in the university. Then you have a couple of things that you have to keep up in order to level up from unrecognized to the next level in all 5 moving forward. So you've got academic works. Academic works, if we push RB or R1 and go into the next menu, academic works can be found right here. So you can give a research grant to research any of these items. We're going to give a grant to IT and engineering, and that's going to take 50,000 out of our city bank account, and it's going to give it to the university to research this grant. Now, right now, we have a base chance of 30% of getting any academic works. We need 2 academic works in order to get to our next level. What I'll do is I'll increase this by 2, which is now going to give us a total of 7 academic staff to increase our chances to get another academic work. So we have 2. You saw that as I increase this or decrease it, the academic staff percentage goes up and down. So 2, I think, will be okay for the time being. Now we also have to. No idea what happened there. We also have to get students into the university. So we have 0 of 500 attending right now. That's mainly because we have no institution buildings. But we need to keep the level high at 500 in order to get that next level. And then we have to also get our campus attractiveness up in order to level up as well. So our campus attractiveness needs to be at 200. Policies are another thing that we can take care of, so we can provide free student healthcare and free lunch. I believe that we should provide students with free healthcare. Why not? And then lunches, I think you can bring your own lunch. I think you can take care of your own meals, if you will. So we're not going to be providing lunches for our students here at the very least. So let's get a couple more buildings in here. I would like to make sure everything is going all right elsewhere. I'd like to get the attractiveness up to 200. Now that's a little bit difficult to determine in universities on console, maybe even on PC. It's been a while since I looked at it on PC. But when you right click on one of these buildings, it doesn't really tell you what amount of attractiveness they provide to the campus, which is kind of weird. So you have to guesstimate a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll put a couple of pathways down, kind of coming away from the university. And let's just say right there, for example. And we'll place a building down, and we'll try to remember what the attractiveness is on that. And I'll do this right here because I think that the trade school study hall will work. So let's see if we can get that in there. Perfect, that will work. So trade school study hall. Let's see how much of an attractiveness that gave us. They gave us 30, so we've got a long way to go and not a whole lot of money to play with. But it's a start. It's a start, and we'll take it. Okay, so we have that taken care of. We also have the dorms available as well. So I think if we were to put a dorm right over here, that should be all right. That's going to increase our student count as well. So we had 30. This gave us 25. That's good. And we now have 51 students attending, and we have the capacity to house or to educate 700 students. Now, what I'd like to do is I'm gonna let the game run until we get 75,000 for a police academy. I want to have that right along the main street over here. All right, so I've let us come to 100,000 in the bank account. That way we don't have to. Hopefully, we don't have to play the waiting game again. But let's come over here and we'll place this police academy right off the bat. Before we place it, though, let's take a look at some of the benefits that it provides. Because in every type of university that you place in, you get benefits from these specialty buildings that you put down. So for trade school campus area, we get the police academy, School of Tourism and Travel, as well as the School of Engineering. So police academy, right click, and let's take a look. So during the studies, cadets work with police officers and also keep an eye on the jail cell occupants, increasing patrol car count, jail's capacity, and police department efficiency. Faculty increases campus attractiveness and requires a trade school campus area. So let's do a little bit of investigation. We've got a police building right over here. We currently have 20 jail cells, and we have the capacity to utilize 10 police cars. Let's put in our building over here, and we're going to go back to that same police building, and we'll take a look and see how much that increased. So now we have 25 holding cells, so that's up from 20, and we have 2 additional police cars as well, and it also increased the efficiency. So I'm thinking that might have increased the radius of coverage in this particular area. Not sure if we're going to be able to tell. The only place where I see a little bit of dark green is right about here, but I think that increased the overall coverage area in our city, which is good. Good. I don't mind that one bit. Okay, so we got that in. We've provided water. Let's take a look and see what our capacity and attractiveness is now. We've got capacity of 1,700, which is good. We currently have just under 300 students attending, and our campus attractiveness is only at 80 versus 200, which we've got some work to get to there. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys saw, we did get to the new milestone, which is 9,000. We've unlocked a couple of things here. So we've got trains, monorails, cable cars, a bunch of new policies. So the small business enthusiast and the big business benefactor, as well as industrial space planning. We'll take a look at those here in a second. High-tech housing, high-rise ban, which we could implicate. New buildings, we got a bunch of those as well. And that's it. And we got a cash injection as well. So let's get our attractiveness up to 200 over here. And then we'll take a look at some of these other things that we've unlocked. So we'll put a pathway right there. I want to see if I can maybe put in 3 of the trade school dormitories here. If I put... I don't think we'll be able to get 3 unless we put 1 over here. Let's see what that's going to look like. Perfect, and that actually worked. We got to provide a little bit of water. All right, so that's good to go. Let's take a look and see where we're at now. We need 45 more attractiveness, and man, we're spending a lot of money trying to get this to work, including terraforming, but that's okay. So let's hug this building right here with a pathway. Perfect, that'll work. So let's see what else we have that could increase that attractiveness up there. So we have the study hall. Oh, we don't have the trade school groundskeeping or the book club. So let's see. There's no pathway there. What if we were to add a book club somewhere over here? Would work. What I do want to do though is I want to extend this pathway up here like so. That way we don't lock ourselves in. And we can even shorten this one a little bit. There we go. And then we can put in the book club right about there. And let's see. If we've met our attractiveness, I'll leave it alone. And we did. Oh, wow. That provided a bunch of attractiveness. So we're at 230 right now, over 200. We're good to go. Now we're waiting for the academic year to complete so we can see if we've achieved our goal of 2 academic works. And then we also have to get some students in here to increase that student capacity to 500. Now, if we fail this academic year, we can try again next year, which is totally understandable. No pressure there. This kind of stuff takes time. Again, if you guys want to check out that Let's Play that I did, which was make all universities in one city and get them to level 5, give it a shot. It's on a really nice European themed map as well. So we'll give this some time, and we'll see if that gets us where we need to be. So we're good to go there. Nothing else needed. All right, and we are having some significant problems in the city. So these icons came back. We missed them as we were focusing on the university build over there, but not enough buyers for products. We're getting a bunch of abandoned buildings because of not enough educated workers. And I think that that we're gonna fix this in the next episode. I'm gonna work on it, and we'll come up with a solution during the leveling up of the university. Not leveling up, but waiting for the cash to get into our bank account. Our park also leveled up to level 3. So what I'll do before we end the episode is I'm just gonna provide a couple of more items in our park to make it look a little bit nicer, and then we're gonna call it an episode. So we've unlocked the gazebos. Very exciting. I'm gonna put a couple of those just along some of the pathways, and maybe, just maybe, that'll even get us up to level 3, or maybe even level 4, not 3. So that should be good right in there. I was thinking maybe it's not in a... No, that's a little bit too close to residential there. I don't want a gazebo in somebody's backyard. But let's see where that got us. Entertainment value. Oh wow, we're actually over. So we need to have 720. We're at 797. After all, this might turn into a 5-star memorial park right there. So, like I said, next episode we'll focus on fixing some of these newly arised problems in the city. So not enough buyers for product. The educated workers is gonna fix itself in due time. And I do see that our residential demand is through the roof, so we're gonna have to focus on building an additional residential settlement, kind of maybe in this area right here. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that, a little bit of a nail biter. What happens next? So we'll fix it in the next episode, no problem. As always, be the best that you can be in everything that you do, and I will see you guys on the next one.